There's so much stress nowadays in media, in books, and by all spiritual gurus, motivational gurus on living in the present. Or this is called as momentariness. Live in the present, forget about past, forget about future, and that's how you can relieve yourself of stress and be happy. That's what is most prevalent thought nowadays in the society. And in fact, scientists have done some research. So I was reading one research, I think by Harvard, and there were 25,000. They did some research on 25,000 cases, and they found that opinion that you live in the present, be mindful of the present, don't think of past and future, it relieves stress besides therapy and other things. Is this right or wrong? That's the whole question. The solution for stress, being in the present, is this correct or wrong? That's what we are discussing today. This thought of being in the present or momentariness, it is basically coming from Buddhism. If you know something about Buddhist philosophy, their whole philosophy is based on one word: moment, the present moment. This is what you are. This is what your life is. There's no past, there's no future, and you should live in this moment. Now that's the whole philosophy. But in America or in Western world, there was one person, this Ram Dass. He wrote a book, Be Here Now, and it became very famous in 1960s and 70s at the time of hippie movement in the Western world. And Be Here Now, and then people were these youths, they were very excited. Yeah, this is the thing. Be here now, and don't think of past and future, and be happy. That's the whole point. Feel the present, the power of now. So there are so many books written about that. Is this correct or wrong? But the problem is, but this opinion has a lot of problems. First problem is, yes, this kind of meditations relieves stress, but the whole problem is, it relieves stress. Why? Because you live in the moment. But then the whole point is that it relieves stress momentarily. That's all. Once you're out of that moment, you're again stressed. And you can't sit in that moment your whole life. You can't do that. You have to think of past and future, isn't it? So this kind of meditation, there's a deep problem there. And another problem is, so if you don't think of the past, how do you learn from the past? Because because these spiritual people, these motivational gurus, they suggest that that as soon as any thought of past comes, just drop it. As soon as any thought of or worry of future comes, just drop it, because past has happened, future is yet to happen, and live in the present. Whatever thoughts present it is coming, you meditate on that and live in that. Or spiritual people, Buddhists, they will like to recommend you breathing techniques. If you're thinking of past and future, if your mind is wavering here and there, just focus on your breath, inside, outside, going inside, outside, and then that will give you relief. You will come in the present. But there's a whole problem there. This is the point. Confucius, he is one of the Chinese, the most intelligent man of China. His philosophy has impacted China for last 2000 years, and his whole suggestion, his whole philosophy is based on one sutra, that the roots of future lies in the wisdom of the past. So not only you learn from past in the present, but you learn for the future, that you don't do the same mistakes of the past. That's the whole point there. So how do you solve that? Another problem is, what do you do for historians? If you like to suggest such kind of meditation, what they are going to do? They'll be out of jobs. Why do you pay them? They're all, their whole life, their career is to live in past, isn't it? The next problem is, man is a maker of his own destiny. We have all heard that. If you don't act properly in the present, how do you make your future? In fact, everybody likes to think about the future. Parents like to think of future of their children, isn't it? Teachers like to think of the future of their students. Doctors like to think of the future of their patients. You have to think and plan for the future. That's the whole point there. But then if you follow this kind of philosophy, where's the future? That's why this kind of philosophy appeals to hippies a lot. And nowadays it's appealing to people because they are so much stressed, they don't know what to do. So even a momentary happiness and satisfaction and stress relief, they just buy this. That's all. even for a moment anyway, I'm happy for the moment, okay fine, that's it. Rest of the time, who cares for that? And the fourth problem is advancement. What do you do for scientific advancement? The whole project of scientific advancement is thinking of future. Today's science fiction is tomorrow's science. So having all these problems, this kind of philosophy and technique is not good. Vedas, or Vedanta, it strongly opposes such kind of techniques, meditation and philosophy. This mindfulness, Vedanta strongly criticizes and opposes and argues against Buddhism. In fact, the entire philosophy of Buddhism is not practical. Vedas propose a solution, especially Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita proposes a solution. Na shochati na kangshati. This is 18th chapter. Bhagavad Gita states, Brahmbhuta prasannatma na shochati na kangshati. The advice is, okay, you think of the past, but don't lament for the past. Don't become sorry. Don't lament for it. Don't become sad by thinking, oh, I took some wrong decisions. If I would have taken right decision, then that would have been good. Or something did something to you, or you did something to somebody. And then we just occupied with that. Don't worry, but you have to think of the past, because if you don't think of the past, you will do the same mistakes again. And na kangshati. And Gita recommends, think of the future. Think and plan for the future, but don't worry about it. Don't crave about the future. Simple. But the question is how to do it. Because as soon as you think of the past and you start thinking of, oh, I did something to that person, he did something to me, you will end up in lamenting and sadness and confusion. And as soon as you think of future, you'll end up in worrying, isn't it? It's impossible to actually de-link between both of these concepts, thinking and worrying, thinking and lamentation. You can't actually de-link this. And that's why Buddhists and all these motivation gurus, they recommend, okay, so drop both past and future, just think of the moment and the present. That's the solution, but this is wrong, as we have seen. So what to do? The solution from Vedas come and Bhagavad Gita comes. Brahmbhuta prasanna atma. And Bhagavad Gita recommends Brahmbhuta. Brahm in Sanskrit means God. Bhuta means we all, people, living entities, soul. So that's what Gita recommends. Brahmbhuta, understand who is God, understand who are you. You are soul, you are not this body. You are transmigrating from one life to another life to another life. This life is just a chapter in eternity. And understand the connection between soul and God. That's what Bhagavad Gita is recommending. And if you can connect yourself with God, then you can be prasannatma, then you can be happy, satisfied and secure. And once you get satisfaction and security in your heart, because somebody is there with me, you feel secure. Not actually somebody, the highest power is there with you. The supreme power, irresistible, immeasurable, eternal power is with you, guiding you. And you feel satisfied, you feel happy and bliss in your heart. That is called prasannatma. And the whole problem solves. Why it solves? Because now you can think of past, but you will not lament. You know why? Because in the past you might have taken wrong decisions and things might have gone wrong, but no problem. Because now you're connected with God and you're under guidance with God, you know that you will not repeat those same mistakes. And whatever happened in the past, wrong decisions, or something happened to you and you became victim of something bad, well, you know, all these things, bad things happened to me, it was due to my own actions from previous lives. And if I did something bad to anybody, then God will forgive me for that, because I'm not going to repeat that again. And about future, if you think of future, you can think of future, you can plan of future, but now you will not crave for it, because you are satisfied in your heart, you are linked with God. And you will not worry about the future, because you're secure, you're linked with God, and God will take care of your future. He will guide you. So no worries. So in that sense, this is a true solution of stress. And the solution is what Vedas recommend. Think of past, think of future, think of present. Don't be foolish and don't be in your own fantasized world. Don't do that. But don't lament for the past and don't worry and crave for the future. And how do you do that? Understand that your soul, different from body, transmigrating from life to life, and understand who is God, establish a connection and be happy. That's a solution. Thank you.